Okay, so in this video, I'm going to be discussing discounting, and this is going to be part of the videos of a wider series on actuarial science. So let's just get into it. So first of all, to understand discounting, we have to first look at compounding, and most people will have come across compound interest and sort of the idea behind it. And on this slide, I've got a very basic calculation going on here to do with compound interest. So let's say, for example, I had £100. I wanted to invest it for 10 years, and I was offered an interest rate of 6%. So if I wanted to find out how much that £100 would be worth, I'd do 100 times 1.06 because our interest rate is 6%, and the 1.06 would be to the power of 10, and that would give me my answer of 179.0848. So that's compound interest. I feel like most people will be familiar with that methodology and how that works, but it is quite important to stress that compounding comes before discounting. So now, we move on to discounting. The first thing to say to you is that discounting is the opposite of compounding. So it's literally just the exact opposite. So, for example, if you read the little screenshot I've got of my calculation I did on paper before, it says, how much would I need to invest for the next 10 years, an interest rate of 6%, to have £179.05, which is what we found on the previous slide. So I would times my 179 by the opposite of what I did in the previous slide. So it would be 1 over 1.06 to the power of 10. And it's important to stress that if we're doing 1 over the interest rate, the power is positive. And that would equal £100, which is what we started with on the previous slide. Alternatively, we can write this as 179.0848 times 1.06 to the minus 10, and that will give us the same answer. So we can play around with that minus sign, and we don't need to do the 1 over. So yeah, that's basically a very brief explanation of discounting and what it actually is. So the key takeaway is that discounting is simply just the opposite of compounding. And the reason why it's useful is because if you look at what I've written down there, how much would I need to invest? So it's very useful for us to find amounts we would need to reach a certain financial goal, for example. And it also links to present value, which there's another video on my channel about present value, which talks about discounting in it. So this is just really the fundamental maths behind the idea of discounting. And why is it useful? It's very useful in actuarial science. Find the present value of an investment or a payment stream. And yes, that'll be it for this video. Just a very brief introduction there to discounting. And stay tuned for more on the channel to do with actuarial science. So thanks for watching. Bye.